What's up? I'm Sleepy Lessons. I'm here to teach you how to use the F3 menu to locate bastions in the Nether. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to want to do once you get inside the Nether is go ahead and hit F3. And I'll circle it right now. It's that E value that is between C and P there. So you can see right now it says 10 out of 96 or about 12 out of 97. It's constantly changing. Next thing we're going to do is go to Options. We're going to make our FOV as low as it can possibly go. So we'll take it down to 30. And we're going to change our render distance to 16 chunks. And we're going to increase our entity distance to 500%. Then we're going to exit the menus, back to game. And then what we're going to do is we're going to look at that E value as it changes as we slowly rotate around, right? And as soon as that spikes up, you can see it went here from about 8 or 9 to 10, and then all the way up to 50. So when that happens, we're pretty certain that there's a bastion in this direction. So we can also look at the direction we're facing, which right now is north. And we can also see, okay, this is kind of northeast actually, since we're kind of looking diagonally. So then what we can do is we can bring our FOV back up and let's just travel in this direction. And lo and behold, there it is, the bastion. And it looks like this is a housing bastion. In the event that you're not able to find a bastion this way, say that you do a circle like that and the entity value doesn't spike at all. What you can do is gradually increase your render distance. So in this case, I increased it to 20, right? Bring your FOV back down, scan again, right? Say there's still no spike, then you can go to video settings, let's say 24 chunks, right? Scan again, and we're basically just gonna look for that spike. And if you keep increasing it and you keep increasing it and it doesn't seem to spike anywhere, then there's probably not a bastion around you anywhere close. In that case, you can either reset, try again in a new world, or you could potentially look for another fortress and try to do fortress first, hope that a bastion's closer to the fortress. And I'll have a tutorial coming out that will show you how to do that. Another thing is, as far as the E value is concerned, you kind of want to have a value that's above, let's say 30-ish. If you look in a direction and the highest reading you're getting is like 20, 21, sort of mid 20s, it could be a fortress. There's a chance that it's a fortress. That's happened to me a few times. But also it could just be, another kind of group of mobs that are just standing there. Also, these red forests can be a little bit deceiving because they tend to have a lot of mobs that spawn in them, like hoglins or piglins. So anytime that you're around these red forests, you might want to expect it to be slightly higher than 30, a little higher than that, or you might just be going and running towards a bunch of mobs. You can always stop and rescan along the way to whatever direction you're going to. That's pretty good practice. And if you end up having, for example, a spike in two directions, so say that I'm looking this way and there's 50, and then I'm looking this way and there's another 50 or 60 over here, another thing you can do is just go to your video settings and slightly lower your render distance, and then you can scan again, and that will help you determine which one is closer. Imagine there was a high count over here, and then we lowered our render distance and it went away, and we turned back over here and it's still high. Well, then that means that that one is closer, right? It might be the case that the terrain is bad to get over there, so it might be worth running that way. It really just depends on the situation that you're in. And thank you for watching. You should be able to find bastions now pretty easily. If you want to get more tutorials like this in your FYP, go ahead and follow me. I'm Sleepy Lessons on TikTok, Twitch, Kick, and YouTube. And I also have a link in my bio to my Discord server where you can drop in if you have any questions.